This channel, if you have been following it for any length of time, is really always been about celebrating all of the creativity around us. It's never been about my own genius as a bartender and all of my original drinks. It's really just been about all of the inspiration that I find around me at all of these different bar programs. And so I thought today would be really fun to go into a single bar program and find some simple drinks that we can do from that program and really explore why it's so good. Today we're happy to be partnered up with Harry's. Harry's makes awesome razors. The two founders, Jeff and Andy, were sick and tired for overpaying for over-designed razors, and they just wanted something that was functional at a fair price and that just felt good to use, and so they created Harry's. Harry's team consists of over 600 engineers, craftsmen, chemists, and designers to make products from some of the finest materials out there and just make sure that they are absolutely functional. They have the sharpest blade ever. They have the 5-blade German engineered shave cartridge, and it is the sharpest ever. They have a textured handle, which feels really good in your hand. It's super easy to use. It's nice and ergonomic, and it comes in 4 different colors. And the greatest thing about Harry's is that they have a 100% money-back guarantee if you're not 100% satisfied with the product. So another great thing about Harry's is that they set aside 1% of their profit for mental health services for men in need. So go to our link in the description below and get the Harry's starter set, which is a $13 value for only $3. There's absolutely no reason not to do that. It's only $3 for a complete shave set. So the kit comes with a textured handle, a razor cartridge, a travel cover, and shave gel with aloe. Today we're going to be tackling the drinks of Death & Company. Death & Company is a New York City bar established on New Year's Eve, 2006 by founder Dave Kaplan in the East Village. It became a very important bar in the cocktail scene, much like Milk and Honey before it. It was one of a handful of New York City bars responsible for some of the most creative bartenders in the industry, establishing many, many modern classics along the way. Many former bartenders such as Joaquin Simo, Jillian, and Thomas Waugh have gone on to become leading voices in the bar industry. Today, Death & Company is a full-on institution with locations not only in New York City, but also Los Angeles and Denver, Colorado. They also have an arm of their business called Proprietors LLC, responsible for opening bars and training staff and basically consulting on bar programs all over the country. For me, the importance of Death & Company is their unique approach to cocktails. It's as if they strike a balance between like simply executed drinks and the more culinary style drinks that you see permeating the industry today. And herein lies the challenge with their drinks while trying to make them at home. Many rely on advanced technique and some rely on proprietary ingredients which are really hard to source, specifically because alcohol is a regional product. This is great for them because they'll ensure that people will patron their establishments and get good cocktails, but not so good for someone who's trying to make these at home. Lucky for us, there are several recipes that we can try which I think really highlight the creativity of their program and really exemplify their style. And today, we're gonna make 3 of them. So the first cocktail we're doing today is called a Get Lucky from bartender Scott Teague, and he made it around 2013. First things first, we need some juice. So we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, 1/4 ounce of ginger syrup, 1/4 ounce of orgeat, and 1/4 ounce of honey syrup, and then 2 ounces of Flor de Caña extra seco. And if you can get your hands on this particular rum, please do. This is the rum that the cocktail was created with. It's going to be very light and dry, but if you do not have access to it, you can absolutely use another white or light rum for this cocktail, and it's going to work just fine. I'm going to take 3 blackberries here, and we're going to mash it up like so. I'm going to prep our glass with pebble ice. And add ice to our tin. We're gonna get our cocktail in, give it a shake. And then we're just gonna strain this over our pebble. And add a little Peychaud's here. Just garnish the top with a few dashes. Finish off with a snow cap of ice. And then last but not least, a blackberry garnish. And for this drink, I'm gonna use a mag straw. See if I can't get some of that blackberry. It's nice and balanced. And what I really love about this cocktail is that it uses all of the other common syrups to create the sugar content. So you've got your orgeat, ginger syrup, honey syrup. These are 3 common syrups you're gonna find in every single cocktail bar. And what's nice is that they have savory elements to them. So the ginger, you can feel that spiciness in there, and you get a little bit of the savoriness of the honey as well. And then also the orgeat is kind of creating a little bit more savoriness, but it also has texture thing going on in there, which is really nice. The rum is actually playing a back seat to the other ingredients, which is what's supposed to be happening in this, but you can still taste the rum in there, and it's just nice and dry. Obviously, this is a play on a Queen's Park Swizzle, and so as it melts, these bitters are gonna come down into the cocktail, and it's gonna further balance it with a little bittering element, kind of taking down the sharpness of the sugar as you go. It's a really nicely balanced cocktail. I like it a lot. So there it is, the Get Lucky. So the next cocktail we're doing is from Joaquin Simo, and I added this cocktail in here because it is very simple, but it also uses celery juice, which you do not see in cocktails a lot. You see celery bitters quite a bit, not so much the juice. Half an ounce of lime juice, half an ounce of celery juice, half an ounce of honey syrup, and 2 ounces of gin. Recipe calls for Tanqueray, so that's what we're using. Give it a shake for 8 to 10 seconds. And strain it. This cocktail gets no garnish. Wow. It's a really nice balance of flavor. Tart from the lime juice and very sharp. A lot of the celery in there. But what's nice is that the celery, coupled with the honey syrup and the lime, it takes the bitter part of the celery off. So celery juice is pretty bitter. And I don't know when the last time one of you guys is like gnawing on a celery stalk, but it's actually quite bitter. Coupled with the honey syrup though, you lose that bitter edge and you get all of the celery flavor without that bitterness. It's nice. Very good. I did not mention what the gin is doing in there, but the aromatic elements inside the gin, all those botanicals, spice elements, play really, really nicely with the celery and the lime. It's just a very simple cocktail. It tastes like the sum of its parts. It was very nice. So there it is, the Gin Hound. And the last cocktail we're doing today is called a Silver Monk. It is from bartender Phil Ward. And what I really like about this is that it is a really interesting twist on an East Side cocktail. All right, so what we're gonna do is add some of our wilting mint, 4 to 6 leaves. Then we're gonna add some cucumber coins. Add 2, I added 3 because one was really thinly sliced. Half an ounce of simple syrup. And then we're gonna just give it a light muddle. You wanna make sure that you're pressing the mint, but not too much. Then we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. 3/4 of an ounce of yellow chartreuse. Remind me to clean the cap, Marius. And last but not least, 2 ounces of tequila blanco. So add all our stuff to a tin and shake it for 8 to 10 seconds. This is a cocktail that you are 100% going to need a double strain. Let's give it a taste. Oh man, the yellow chartreuse on the cucumber is fire. The yellow chartreuse plays so well with the cucumber and mint. You get the mint, you get the cucumber, and then you get that chartreusey flavor. It's balanced out nicely by the simple syrup. You do also get the elements of the agave. You still get like that minerality that you'll get with tequila. It's very nice. I really like this drink a lot. I will say that the last 2 drinks would benefit from a couple of drops of saline solution in each one, which I probably should have done because it's really gonna brighten things up and highlight some of those flavors. There it is, the Silver Monk. All right, so that wraps up our episode on Death & Company cocktails. I think that we got out of this video what we set out to do. Although some of these cocktails have proprietary elements, they're all very easy to sub things out and kind of riff on. They're pretty simple, and then they also use elements that are pretty available in most markets. So if you don't have the exact rum, gin, or tequila that it calls for in these recipes, they are pretty forgiving, so you can switch them out pretty easily. All right, guys, I will see you on another time.